Hello and welcome to episode 84 of Paropod.
Hey,
Hey!
what's up?
What's up, girls?
How's life?
How are we? I'm well. Are you well?
I'm well.
Well.
Classic, standard stuff.
You know yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Time be moving forward, as we say every week, but mental. 84, like, that's
That is, yeah.
16 to 100? Yeah, quick maths, yeah.
Quick maths, rusty mathematics skills right here. But time is moving. It's very bleak out though.
It is. The weather's shite.
Fucking the road vibes, Cormac McCarthy vibes.
Yeah, man. It's
I haven't seen the sun.
desolate. Feels like Silent Hill or something.
Yeah, it is. Just very desolate. Yeah,
Wet.
I'm on night as well, so it's even more desolate. Just grim. It's depressing.
You don't see sunlight at all.
I don't see the sun.
You're like Nosferatu.
Yeah, I just live like a vampire. 6 hours of sleep from 9 a.m. to fucking 3 o'clock.
Hunting for your food as well.
Yeah,
You're back at that as well.
Yeah. It's all in there, all in the package. But yeah. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. What did I did absolutely nothing on the weekend. Stayed inside most of the day.
Same, pretty much.
Just tired the whole weekend. Nice social batteries were drained. They're recharged, ready for the bank holiday Monday.
Yeah, the banker is the you know the way it's Good Friday on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a bank holiday?
No.
Or is that a public? Is that any kind of holiday?
Nope.
That's a religious holiday, right?
Not even. It's
not a religious.
It's
holiday.
it's a holiday, but like not really. It's most places do give it off though. Like just give you like a 4-day weekend.
Most places, like, are you getting a 4-day weekend?
No, God no. I got graduation this week. We're mad busy. Mad busy.
Graduation, yeah.
Got that tomorrow. Oh man, it's back in the hall.
Yeah, that does sound a bit grim.
But
like,
Park.
could you not claim that you're like a mad Catholic and that you, because, like, would say like if you're like,
Man, it's not like I don't even think in terms of the church it's that big of a holiday. Like it's just a day that you don't eat meat, and everyone just eats fish instead.
Yeah, but like, is there a provision for religious people where they can take religious observances off or anything like that? Someone said that to me, and I was like, I actually don't know if that's true. Because I can't remember ever getting Good Friday off. Well, I worked in the pub, and it was because the pubs were like legally closed. Remember that was mad.
Yeah,
mad that we lived through that.
And even in terms of like you're in school or whatever, like you have 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Easter break, 2 weeks off. Imagine just getting 2 weeks off, just like during your work, and it's not included in your holidays or whatever.
Yeah. Just because some guy died 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's like sound, brother. Thanks for coming back.
But how did that work again? Did he got killed?
Killed on the Friday, and then he resurrected on the Sunday.
He respawned on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What happened on the Monday?
He just went to the pub, didn't he? His banker.
He's like, yes, he's resurrected himself. Jesus, after a mad one on the weekend.
He used to just show up to all the apostles or something.
He used to just show up.
Yeah, he used to just show up and like
at the afters.
Yeah.
Like, where you have been, man?
Like, oh, bro, Friday, man, I'm still hanging.
Long story.
It just took a mad DMT trip over the weekend.
He just scagged to bits.
No, yeah, because like, isn't it a story where like 2 of them are walking in the road?
Yeah.
And they just bump into them because they're walking like.
They bump into him.
They just bump into him. Like that was the thing, right? You know the way, like, you know, in the when you're getting read the Bible or whatever, in primary school or even in secondary school, if you had Mr. Carroll, like when they read the Bible or stuff like that, but like, oh, Matthew and John were walking from Jerusalem to Nazareth or whatever. It's like, how long actually is that? Because like, that must be taking days. Like that's a big old walk.
It's pretty quite a while, yeah. Like, people used to walk mad distances though, you know.
I mean, the sooner you could travel, but like,
yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, we're going on this massive walk. It's like, oh, we just happened to bump into Jesus on the way.
And everyone else like, sure. Yeah, all right.
We believe you, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, you're on the same thing as him, man. DMT.
It's just on this mad 2 day long trip.
Yeah. We're on a trip and we ran into Jesus.
Yeah, we're off to Nazareth.
Yeah, what a load of bollocks.
Yeah, religion's mad, isn't it? I was trying to think today because like they have Ramadan is on at the moment, isn't it?
Is that not over, no?
No, I think it just started.
I thought it started last week.
Yeah, but it goes on for a month, isn't it?
I thought it was done.
No, it goes on for a month.
Yeah.
No, because I keep getting like TikToks of people at the Mecca. So I was like, I thought Ramadan was on. I was like, that's not Ramadan. Ramadan isn't, because that's the one they fast.
Yeah.
That's not the one where everyone has to go to Mecca.
The Hajj.
Yeah, the Hajj. The festival for that is I can't remember. Oh, yeah.
EP.
It's EP. I can't remember. It's like Al something Hajj or whatever.
Al Hajj, yeah.
Al Hajj. Yeah, it is Al Hajj. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is Al Hajj. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, they go to Mecca. When you said Hajj, I thought you meant the Mecca.
Isn't the Hajj the trip to the Mecca?
Yes.
It's the pilgrimage, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So what's in that? Because you know the way in Mecca, it's a big black box,
Big
basically.
box, yeah.
What's in the box? Or
It's
is
the
it?
tomb of Muhammad.
Is
Peace be
that what
upon
it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was just like a sacred rock, like a big rock or something.
No,
that was
it's supposed to be his tomb. There is a
His
rock.
tomb,
There
yeah.
is a rock that was. I'm not sure what exactly. It's an ancient meteorite, which I think Muhammad inscribed his name on it or something like that. But I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Mm.
But it is. It's like an ancient rock that was originally a meteorite, which was important to them back in the day. And it got smashed up, and now they have like a little piece which you can see. They have like a little bubble thing, and you can see the rock through the bubble.
That sounds good.
And everyone like touches it and like kisses it and stuff. It's a real like biohazard basically
Mhm.
to go near it.
This is your COVID.
I think it was a big problem during COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, I say yeah, because like you ever see the photos of everyone like walking around the
Yeah,
in Mecca? It's
It's
mad.
insane.
It's so cool. Look, did you ever see like there's like a sped up like time lapse of it?
Mm.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's mad.
It looks like a ring, like one of Saturn's rings or something, just like
Spinning around.
yeah, spinning around. It's mad looking. It's cool.
Yeah, where'd they get that from?
We don't have anything like that.
We're
like,
the Vatican.
yeah, no. But I mean, like a big pilgrimage or something like that. You know?
Well, they used to do it to Jerusalem, didn't they? That was the Crusades, and then they kind of stopped all that. Had to put an end to that. Yeah, well, they have lords, you know.
Yeah, but it's not like.
I think we just kind of aged out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. Remember they had the Children's Crusade, where they went around, and it was just children. It was like led by like an older kid, and he went around convincing other kids to come with him on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem to slay the infidels or whatever, and they all got slaughtered. They all died.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, the Children's Crusade. Look it up. It's mad. The parents were fucking raging as well.
How old were they?
They're
Or
all,
like
they're,
when? Sorry, when was this?
like around the Crusade era, like medieval times, Middle Ages kind of thing. It was a big thing. It was a big thing back then.
Mad.
The fact that kids should just like fuck off, like yeah,
I thought you were gonna hit me with like, oh, this only happened in the 50s.
no. This is a long time ago, where the kids could just leave, and the parents are like, "Don't go. This is a terrible idea." And they're like, "God is calling me," and then they never come back because they got absolutely slaughtered, obviously. But they had this belief that God would guide their way.
Yeah.
But obviously,
fucked.
once they came up against grown men, it's like it's over.
The Children's Crusade was a failed popular crusade. But oh Jesus, that's mad. That is crazy. Never heard of that story.
Yeah, we need to do that again. See what's up.
And we all just go.
Let's float.
We'll go to a big pilgrimage to Galway City.
Yeah.
Absolutely wreck the place.
Sign me up.
Do you watch any movies?
I had a look at a little known film called Madagascar. I'm only talking about this for a little bit.
Classic.
This is so stupid and not related to anything else. That we not even vaguely related to the theme today, which is kind of more serious.
There's like I'm looking at this list. I think like our main film, recommended film for this episode as well is going to be Revenge. Like that was a serious film, so I was like trying to keep it lighter with the other films.
I just watched Madagascar and I was like, that'd be a good kind of counterpoint. But then I was like, that's way too harsh of a counterpoint.
Yeah, it's like get whiplash with that. Like.
Yeah. But no, I had to look at Madagascar. You know the way you watch films, you watch films that you watch films that you loved as a kid, and they rarely live up to your expectations or your memories. Madagascar is one of those rare films, kind of like Shrek 1 and 2 and a number of others, which actually do completely live up to all of my memories and my good feelings, my good vibes about the film. It's such a hilarious, good vibe, family fun film.
It is. Even I think that's just like early DreamWorks and Pixar at the time.
Yeah, DreamWorks.
You're always safe to just go back to those films.
Yeah, DreamWorks especially, because they're more... Pixar was very... very high quality films, but more like wishy-washy kind of thing. But DreamWorks had like the Shrek kind of like the adult humor, like more SpongeBob kind of vibe, where it's like it's jokes that the kids wouldn't pick up on, but like everyone would laugh at anyway.
Sugar honey iced tea. I always remember that from Madagascar.
Yeah. But no, it's a great film. You know, I love all the little lemurs and the penguins and stuff.
Lemurs,
It reminded me of the video game. Did you ever play the video game?
No, I played the second video game.
I played the video game on PC, the Madagascar one, and it was it's nearly a shot for shot, reproduction of the film, and I kind of had more.
I say it was dog shit, was it, man?
The video game,
Yeah.
It was absolutely class. I loved it. It's my favorite video game of all time, by far. By far, I had this little mini golf game that you could play. You could be Mort and like King Julian and all this stuff. You could change characters. It was just so good. It's almost free roam for parts of it as well.
Oh, I think I do remember this. I think I have played this game.
It was
on like a
great.
PlayStation 2 or something.
Yeah, you had the baobab trees and you could like bounce off them and stuff. It was just great fun. Great fun. But yeah, I watched that film. It's just, I love Mort so much.
He's the perfect kind of cute and annoying.
You know that's Andy Richter? You know Andy Richter?
No.
He's this comedian. He's in like Arrested Development. He's just like he's like Conan O'Brien. Ever watch Conan O'Brien clips?
Yeah.
Is he like his sidekick? Who sits on
Oh, right.
But I don't know how he could have voiced.
I had no idea
Mort.
that Conan O'Brien had a sidekick. I thought he was just by himself.
Well, it's not like his. It's like
He's like his Hannibal acted to Hannibal.
his Hannibal Buress. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Man, you see, Impractical Jokers replaced Joe with Eric Andre.
Really?
Yeah.
I was always right. So I'm always confused as to how Impractical Jokers worked with them being incredibly famous.
What do you mean?
Like, the later seasons were like massively famous.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, how is it still working out in public? And then the other thing was when Eric Andre did his film Bad Trip, he did the same thing where he just played Eric Andre, and he's like, it's like a bad grandpa kind of film. I was like, how the fuck is this working? Now, to be fair, he goes to places that might not know who he is because he's more like internet famous. But also, there's bits where he's in New York. I'm like, how the fuck is this guy not getting recognized? How the fuck is Eric Andre not going to get noticed with Impractical Jokers?
Well, they're more famous than he is.
Yeah, no, but like, how does that work? Like,
I think it's a lot of it is like focus.
staged?
No way. There's no way Practical Jokers could ever be staged. It's a 100% real. It's like wrestling.
Yeah.
But no. But I think a lot of it is focus groups. So they get all the demographic details. Like they know who their audience is, obviously, because all the different companies and like just the way network television works, they know down to a T who exactly watches the Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
Who would be aware of the
of the Jokers.
of the Jokers themselves. So they get all that information through the fake focus group. And then I assume they just weed out people who would be very unlikely to know who's who. They have stories. They tell stories of people like who recognize them and stuff. I'm sure a lot of it is very much orchestrated, but there's no way it's fake. There's just no way.
It's just perfectly orchestrated.
Yeah. It's like Nathan For You. I was watching a bit of that as well. Just rewatching this.
Nathan For You is so good.
Old great hits. But that's like very much like the episode where they do the guys impersonating, or Nathan's impersonating this guy to like sort of save his life.
Oh, yeah.
Like clearly, and he's talking to his grandparents with the prosthetics on and stuff like that.
Yeah, fucking Nathan For You is so fucking
It's
weird.
so wild, but like that's reality TV. Like it is a real situation.
Because he's not that famous.
Yeah, but like it is also very much orchestrated and like kind of like set up to minimize the risk of being exposed or caught out. So there are some kind of mitigating factors.
Shout out to J-Town.
J-Town?
What is that? The two brothers that like...
Oh, the ones that tag team. Yeah. Is that J-Town?
No, J-Dog or whatever the fuck. Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. And he goes back with them.
Yeah, and he breaks character for a second because he actually starts laughing at them.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So Madagascar is still good, yeah?
Madagascar is a great film, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad. Because, like, I feel like Madagascar is one of the films that you think didn't age well.
Yeah, but it actually has.
Even in terms of, like, animation.
The animation isn't very good, no, but
Yeah.
it's still very good.
You know what I went back to? I went to opened up... did you ever see Open Season?
Yeah, the bear
The bear and the deer.
Yeah, the deer, yeah.
I don't know if that's DreamWorks. Maybe it is DreamWorks.
Is that DreamWorks? Open...
Or is it Sony or something?
Open Season. I feel like that might be Sony, yeah.
It
looks like a Sony film.
It feels like a Sony film.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check that now because because that's on Netflix and I was like, Open Season. You used to have that on DVD. Like, how does that hold up? First one actually doesn't look too bad. It's only 2006, but like it doesn't look that bad. The second one, straight to DVD, looks like ass. It looks so bad. It is like shocking how bad that film looks. Yeah, it is Sony. And then we knocked on the third one because I'd never seen the third one.
You knocked on the third
Yeah,
open season.
I wanted to see
what were you doing?
I was like, what does it look like? And also, fucking open season 3, like Madagascar 3, they just go to the circus. And open season 3 came out like years after Madagascar 3, so 100% that's a rip off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's a fourth one as well.
Man, they're still making them.
Yeah, open season 4 came out in 2015.
Yeah, that is the shocking part of it.
Yeah, it premiered in Turkey and then was immediately released direct to video. Yeah,
Wild.
Okay.
Absolutely wild. Makes no sense.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of open season, I have to say.
No, neither. It's like a fine film. It's alright.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence. Wow. What a cast, though.
What a cast.
What a cast. Ashton Kutcher.
Sure, fucking
Billy Connolly.
Is Gloria, is that her name?
Jada Pinkett Smith, yeah, she's in
Yeah.
Madagascar, yeah.
Yeah, it is Jada,
she's
yeah.
Gloria. And then, yeah, Chris Rock is
Marlon.
as Marty.
Marty.
Yeah,
Who's
Marty.
Marlon? Oh, Marlon's Finding Nemo.
yeah. And Ben Stiller. Absolutely killing it as Alex the Lion.
And we got Ross.
We got Ross as well.
Ross the giraffe.
David Schwimmer is Melman. Like,
Perfect
everyone's
casting.
perfect casting. Perfect casting. And Sacha Baron Cohen is King Julian. Very, very weird. Very weird.
Yeah. Did you ever hear about the story about him discovering the Julian voice?
What was he doing?
He was just
using blackface or something.
He was just impersonating some Saudi Arabians that he knew.
Oh, was he?
Or something like that.
It's kind of like, yeah.
Or like some like Indian people. He just made the voice from that. It's like,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's an iconic accent. Like, iconic character, like King Julian.
Oh, yeah. The fucking... Oh, what's the song of these things? I like to move it.
Yeah. That's a banger, like.
It is a banger.
That is a
I
classic.
remember seeing a TikTok before. I was like, I would do anything to see Sacha Baron Cohen on the mic singing that song, because there's a bit where like he's like what the fuck is he singing? I'm like, I can't even remember what the lyrics are. It's like itty bitty bits or something like that, and he's just saying it really quickly, and like, it's fire, man, straight fire.
Itty bitty bit, yeah.
I don't know what he's singing.
I know that bit, yeah.
Tell you about another franchise, Mark, that's like aged like fine wine.
Yeah.
The Godzilla franchise.
Gojira.
I actually haven't shown you this yet.
Let's see.
Live reaction. This is the Godzilla collection that I got.
Oh, the 18 films.
Yeah, so I think it's 17 or 16 films or 18.
Wow.
But it's fucking huge, man. It's massive, and there's all these photos for each one. It's sick.
Yeah, what package does that come in? Is that Baby Godzilla?
It's a Criterion collection, so she cost a hefty bit, I will say, but it was worth it. It was my birthday present to myself.
That is class.
But so like I have...
It feels so nice.
It feels unreal, doesn't it? So I was like, I'm going to watch a few Godzilla films. Quickly realized that you cannot really binge Godzilla films because they are very, very similar.
They're all the same.
They're like all the same film. So I watched Mothra versus Godzilla, because I was like, I don't watch King Kong versus Godzilla, and I don't watch Godzilla Raids again, yeah. So I just skipped to the fourth film, and that has Mothra in it. Man, these films are so fucking weird. They're so weird. And like, I didn't realize, like, Mothra had a film before Mothra versus Godzilla. Like, she's her own character. And it was so fucking weird because they're like referencing all this lore, because this film expects you to have fucking seen Mothra and know like what the deal is.
Did you see Mothra?
I hadn't seen Mothra, so it's like, what? It's so fucking like like there's like these tiny magic twin fairies that go around. There's so much singing. They keep singing this song to Mothra. Mothra dies all of a sudden and then resurrects as two larva, basically.
Oh, it's metamorphosizing.
It's so weird. It's really fucking weird. And like Godzilla, because like I've only ever seen Shin Godzilla and like original Godzilla before Mothra versus Godzilla. So like I kind of always knew like like Godzilla's just a character in this world. Like he just shows up every so often, but like he really is just like he shows up and everyone's like, oh my god, it's Godzilla, he's back.
He's back.
And he's going on a rampage, and we've already done all this stuff before to try and fight him off, and we know nothing, we can't defeat him, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll get Mothra to come and help us.
Yeah. Mothra's the good guy, is she?
Yeah, Mothra's the good guy.
Alright, Godzilla's the bad guy on this.
Godzilla, this is the final time in the Showa era, I'm pretty sure, where, because there's all these eras to Godzilla, like the Showa era.
Is Toho? Is that an era or is that
that's the company? That's the company. So I don't know what show, because I tried to find out what does the Showa. So Showa era,
the Holocaust era,
1954 to 1975, and then there's an era after it, but like I'm not sure. Like, what happened in 1975?
He actually arrived.
Yeah.
He just wiped from the record.
Like, what the fuck happened then?
Just missing.
Yeah, it's like there's no more. It's like I don't know. There's like that's like the halfway point of the Godzilla films. But like they still use the suit and stuff like that, and it's like these are especially in color. It's so obvious that they're miniatures. It's hilarious.
Oh really?
It's so fucking funny. Like there's just these tiny, like you can see that they're like little models, and they're driving around, and like you can see that he's just like it's just a guy in a suit on like a backdrop that isn't that like far away.
Yeah.
And he's like stomping around and he's like smashing up all these toys basically. When Mothra shows up, she's just a big puppet that just comes flying in and attacks.
Yeah, what is Mothra exactly?
She's just a big moth.
Big moth.
Just a big moth.
Big moth.
A big moth.
The only thing that can defeat Godzilla.
It's a big moth.
Massive moth.
To be fair, actually, the big moth lost. It was the two little
fairies
larvae that came out.
Oh.
But like Mothra is also...
Is Mothra magic?
Right, so Mothra comes from... Was it Valentine Island or something like that? I can't remember the name of the island. But she comes off this island that's just like somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. And this place has been wrecked by nukes. And we have like three main characters. And then they end up going to the island to ask Mothra to help them. And the place is fucking wrecked. And there's all these people that live there. And they're like, this place used to be beautiful, but then you people dropped your nukes and you destroyed everything. And like, yes, we know the horrors. We know what Godzilla is, right?
Yeah,
we know we fucked up, okay?
we know. We've heard all this before.
And so they're just like, oh, Mothra, like, she's dying, but like Mothra, because when the two larvae come to life, I guess, or like emerge from the there's a big egg as well that washes up on Japan. And it's Mothra's egg, but like you think that they mean like Mothra, that's Mothra's egg, like she gave birth to it. But no, like whatever comes out of it is also Mothra.
So there's multiple Mothra.
So now there's two Mothra.
Okay.
But like they're still referred to as Mothra.
So it's a species rather than the character.
It's like a spirit that like transcends, like moves on from generation.
Oh, cool.
That's
a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. So like, yeah, she's like about to die, and like there's like magic involved and stuff like that. Yeah, but anyway, it's a fun movie. And then I went back and I watched Godzilla Raids again. Jesus, that film is so fucking boring. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Godzilla Raids again.
Yeah, it's the sequel to Godzilla. I was completely wrong, man. I thought that these films were like got really popular because they became really huge in the West. Because all I ever hear of these Godzilla films is like the English dubs, and I'm watching the original like sub version. And even the way that they're cut differently in America, I was like, there must be like that's the reason why there's a franchise. These films made so much money in Japan. It is ridiculous.
Really?
Oh, these things like Godzilla versus Mothra was like it was like the number one film in like multiple different regions in Japan for like 3 weeks straight or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they were huge films.
Jesus.
I think it was something like 3.5 million tickets were sold for, or something mental like that. Huge numbers.
Like a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah. For a fourth film in a franchise.
Yeah. Back then. Yeah.
So like it's just the Avengers, like just like we could just get two giants to clash.
Yeah, Mothra Godzilla. They should have done that, you know, because they had that with wasn't what's it, King of Monsters? Godzilla King of Monsters didn't that
Yeah.
involve a showdown with Ghidorah? Was
Yeah,
it
something
Ghidorah?
like that. Yeah,
Someone, yeah.
yeah.
But what it should have had it.
Good deer or something.
Yeah, it should have had that in the title though. That's all I ask.
Yeah, like you did with King Kong versus Godzilla. Why not just have like people know? Like if I saw a film that was like King Kong versus Mothra, like now
Everyone knows Mothra.
everyone knows
the
Mothra.
name.
Everyone knows what the name. Everyone knows the name. If you saw Godzilla versus blank, you know it's gonna be okay. So it's a big Japanese monster. Like
Yeah, who's this other guy he's
Yeah.
fighting? What is this?
I don't like the card tonight, boys.
Yeah.
I'm not placing bets on this one. But yeah, no, the films were huge. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to see like a proper, like, I'd love to see Mothra now, like CGI, big, massive Mothra.
Mm.
I think that'd look really cool.
Yeah, I thought they would kind of do that. I thought there was I remember when they were first teasing the 2014 Godzilla, there was a lot of speculation that there was an initial teaser which had the whole Oppenheimer quote.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I am become death to destroy worlds, and then Godzilla does this big roar. But like as they're like surveying the kind of the devastation or whatever in the city, there's like a creature that looks really similar to Mothra, and everyone thought that the film was gonna have Mothra just kind of show up, without kind of being billed on the main card or whatever. But it ended up being they just
made some mad CGI monsters.
Yeah, they shot the bed and did these like half like spider weird like.
They're just monsters, but like
Yeah.
they're not like the iconic monsters.
Yeah, there's no weight to them at all, and they're just kind of like they're throwaway characters.
Mm.
Yeah, it was rubbish.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, I didn't even know anything about the series, and I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah,
You know,
the
the mythology
trailer
behind
is great.
it, the mythology behind some like that kind of confrontation, without even saying it in the title or anything. Like it just would have been very cool.
Because the mythology is really cool. Like the mythology to Mothra is really cool. It's like this giant moth that would like emerge from the fucking nukes that were being dropped, and it's like this god on this like evergreen island that's also been fucked by nukes, but whatever. But then in Godzilla Raids Again, Godzilla is just like, he's like, we fear that this would happen. There's multiple Godzillas. They're a species basically, and like they make a point. It's like, we know that light works, like fires and like bright lights and stuff like that attract Godzilla because it reminds them of the nukes.
How did they know that? How did they know that?
No idea. They said that. I was like, yeah, okay. So first off, how do you know that? And second off, why do you think that this Godzilla is going to be the same as? Like, if you saw two humans, I'm not going to be like, if a flashlight's in one guy, you went after it. The other guy's going to do the same thing.
It's intergenerational trauma. It's a commentary.
But it's not generational. They're like this Godzilla could have hung out with this Godzilla. They're mates. Like, I don't know.
They're just pals.
When it said that, I was like, that's a really, really, like, you clearly did not intend there to be a sequel to this.
Yeah. It reminds them of the nukes.
Yeah. And then there is a monster. There's another monster in this one, but it's just a big, like, it is just literally a big dinosaur. Like,
right.
Like they're like,
he's not radioactive or anything. No?
He's not radioactive. Like, the people end up going to an island, crash landing on an island that takes fucking forever. It feels like 15 minutes of the film.
How long are these films?
90 minutes each.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's not good if that's long.
No, man, it wasn't even 15 minutes. It felt like 15 minutes. It was like a 5-minute scene or something like that of him, like, it wasn't 5 minutes, it was like over 5 minutes. But regardless, it was fucking boring.
Yeah.
Of them just flying around this fucking island. Anyway, the two monsters are having their battle in the background or whatever. And the two fellas come back and they're like, oh, Godzilla's back. And everyone just believes him. Everyone's like, oh yeah, sure, fine. Everyone's like, oh shit, Godzilla's back. We feared that this would happen.
Godzilla's back and just like, yeah, alright. It's like, Hitler's back.
Yeah.
What? Alright. That makes sense.
And they're like, and not only that, there's another one. And they're like, what is it? And they start describing it. And this like fella just pulls out a book and he's like going through all the dinosaurs. He's like, oh, it's this one. It's this dinosaur. And he's like, oh, this dinosaur is fucking massive. It must be back as well. It just makes no sense.
They're all back.
Anyway, they have this fight for fucking ages. It looks bad. Like, you know the way in the original one when Godzilla's like stomping around and like it looks It looks pretty good.
It's fine. Yeah,
It's fine.
It looks good. Yeah.
This film, God no, absolutely not. And like, I wouldn't compare this to, like, you know, the later films like Mothra versus Godzilla. But Jesus, compared to the first one, this film looks like ass. It looks so bad.
Yeah. What's the like? When would that have been released? And when was Mothra Godzilla released?
Mothra vs. Godzilla was 1964 or 62
these are
or something.
Very early, yeah.
Godzilla Raids Again was 1955. So literally the year after Godzilla came out.
Yeah.
Godzilla vs. King Kong is 63. So that's like a decent amount of time between.
Yeah. There was some cooling off.
Yeah, Mothra is 64.
So are you gonna watch Son of Godzilla?
I'm gonna watch these all like they are so fucking similar. So I am gonna watch them. But like,
I feel like you should watch Son of Godzilla just based off the poster.
Yeah, just based on the poster.
It looks so funny.
Yeah, no.
It looks like a baby King Kong.
That's what I thought as well when I saw the photo. But right, so apparently, like Mothra versus Godzilla is the final time that Godzilla is the antagonist.
Oh, he becomes the hero.
He becomes the hero. He becomes the radioactive nuke monster. Becomes the voice of the people and like Earth's defender. Maybe they get rid of the nuclear stuff. I'd assume that they would.
Well, it's kind of like how in Swamp Thing.
There he is again.
What the fuck is that?
All monsters attack. That's
that's baby guy. Yeah. Well, is he always that small?
He's way smaller than I thought
he just never grows up. He's mini me in the Godzillaverse.
Oh, fucking hell.
But it's kind of like a Swamp Thing. It's like he's the good guy, but he's like a horrible monster.
Yeah.
You know, but he's just because he's defending the Earth.
Yeah,
The Earth's just defending itself.
Defender.
So like, if you're not with him, you're the enemy, even if you are human.
You're different.
Yeah, get off my planet. Yeah, that sounds good though. That sounds interesting. I might watch Son of Godzilla for the laughs.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, they're mad easy to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching because like normally when I'm watching the subtitle film, I'm not on my phone. Like, I'm on my phone during these films. Like, and like I can just glance up and like exactly what's happening like at each step. One thing that I really liked about Mothra vs. Godzilla was there's a mad. What the fuck is that?
That is so weird. Look at him. That's Son of Godzilla.
Jesus, that's just a Barney suit. Like,
yeah. He looks like a massive shite. He looks like he should be in the toilet.
He looks like Killer Croc.
Yeah. He looks like you know that TV series, like a kids TV series where they're all dinosaurs and they're like in suits and stuff. I don't know what it's called, but like he looks like that.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're like dinosaurs.
No, like Dinosaurs, the TV show.
Is that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure it's called Dinosaurs. Yeah, look up Dinosaurs. It's on Disney Plus as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's just called Dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he looks like the kid out of Dinosaurs.
Do you know how that TV show ends?
He looks like him. How's it end? They all die? The meteorite? No, surely not.
No, it's the Ice Age. So the way
the Ice Age.
The Ice Age, what killed the dinosaurs. So Dinosaurs, the TV show, is like this kid-friendly TV show that like a family TV show everyone watch. The way that it ends is the final episodes ends with them talking about, oh, it's getting kind of cold, and then the final like line in the series or something is like the baby saying, "Mama, I'm cold," and then the TV show ends.
They just go extinct.
They go extinct.
The entire family dies.
Yeah, that's how the fucking TV show ends.
That is so sad. That is hilarious.
Though. Oh, so fucking grim. But
it's critically acclaimed.
It's meant to be very good. And I said the suit motion stuff is very good in it. But yeah, I can't wait to see Godzilla be a good guy, because I haven't seen that ever. I've seen like four, like including American films. I've seen 7 Godzilla films. Not one time has he been a good guy.
Well, he's been in the American film.
In the American films as well.
He was a good guy.
In which one?
In the one 2014.
He was still wrecking the place though.
Yeah. They were like, this, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
First they're like, he's evil. But then they're like, maybe he's not.
But they're also like, I start wrecking the place.
Well, he killed your man. Like,
he started off as a villain and then turned into a good guy.
Yeah.
But still a bad guy.
Yeah, I think he's better as a bad guy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's better. Well, like, not maybe, I don't know. As a symbol.
Well, the fucking, because I was reading the Wikipedia page just on when I was trying to figure out what the different eras were and stuff like that. The Wikipedia page said Godzilla symbolizes many things and it changes throughout each film. Sometimes he's the horrors of nuclear war. Other times he's the hope of all children.
The hope of all children.
Yeah, he's a hero for children.
All right. Yeah, I can see that.
Gojira. So
Our guy.
I'm looking forward to watching the rest of them,
Our
but
guy.
slowly, very slowly.
Yeah.
I might go back and watch like Mothra and King Kong.
Yeah.
No,
Wait,
I'm not going.
Mothra v King Kong.
No, Mothra
Oh.
and King Kong.
Yeah.
Two separate films.
I
So
think
then immediately I was like, I'm not gonna watch Godzilla.
Godzilla. Or
I'm not gonna watch. Sorry, I'm not gonna watch King Kong. Sorry.
Yeah, King Kong. That'd be boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
Like,
Looks
no.
a bit shit.
I already know the story. Like I saw the Peter Jackson one.
Yeah. I saw the best version already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 hours long as well.
Yeah. What do you think of Kong Skull Island?
I never saw it.
You never saw it?
Never
People
watched it.
hate that film. I think it's a blast.
Really? Yeah.
I think it's a very enjoyable film.
It didn't look very good.
It's not, but it's
It did not
very,
look good.
very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's way more slapstick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Or like lighthearted. It's the one with Kevin Hart in it, is it? Jack Black's not in it. That's Jumanji.
No, Jack Black.
That's Jumanji. Sorry.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean Jumanji.
And Kevin, yeah, he's in it.
Sam
Yeah,
Jackson's in it.
yeah he is.
Yeah.
And Step Brothers, not Will Ferrell.
Yeah, John C. Reilly. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in it as well.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of random people are in that.
It's good. It's good. And like my favorite fucking thing from King Kong versus just the King Kong Peter Jackson film was when King Kong fights off the 3 dinosaurs and he just rips their jaws open. Each one is like
Class.
it's so he just beats one up against the wall when they're like falling down the cliff and all.
Yeah, yeah.
That fight's so good.
So good. It's a great scene. Yeah, it's an underrated film. Gotta be said.
It's also 3 hours though. That's why I'll never watch it again.
Well, no. Watched it once in 2005. Will never ever watch it again.
Do I remember it? Kind of.
Yeah, vaguely.
I remember
yeah.
the worms,
I
man.
remember-
The worms fucked me up.
I remember the Kit Kat.
The Kit Kat.
Remember when they meet the tribal people, they offer them a Kit Kat
fuck,
as
I
a
do remember
as a
that.
sign of peace.
They just
They just get massacred. It's such a scary scene.
Yeah, it is.
Such a scary scene. But yeah.
Did you watch anything else?
I look at this weird film called Canterbury Tales by our friend Pasolini, who did Salò
Shout out to the G.
and various other all-time classics. It is a
Apparently he's an awful person. apparently he's a terrible human.
Pasolini.
Yeah.
Was he?
Apparently he was like the things about his he might have actually been a pedo.
I wouldn't put it past him. Now.
So maybe not a G, but you know.
A pedo. Yeah. Well, he was a lot of things.
He's a filmmaker for one.
Yeah, well, I mainly know him as a filmmaker. I'm sure he was other various things. He was also assassinated by the CIA. But yeah, his 1972 film adaptation. I don't know why I said it like that. Adaptation of Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, which we all know and love.
Yeah,
Of course.
a podcast favorite.
Yeah, The Canterbury Tales. I don't think anyone's ever read that.
My sister had to do it in college.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, she did a few.
It's definitely a college thing.
Yeah, I was like, I'm surprised we didn't have to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have read it though.
Oh, fuck no.
Looks really boring. But this film is like a mad kind of like. It's just a crazy take on that traditional tale. Because the whole thing with Pasolini, he was back then he was in with the all like Godard and all the mad political people trying to reclaim bourgeois cinema and stuff like that and create a new
make mad pretentious films.
Yeah, make incredibly pretentious films for the proles,
Yeah.
for the workers' movement and stuff like that. And so he had a series of ideological films which I haven't seen. And then this was kind of like a response, like a personal response to his own creations. Where this is a completely apolitical film. It has nothing to do with politics at all. Even though like it has like the vague window dressing of returning to like basically the origin of capitalism, like when Canterbury Tales is set, when it was written and stuff like that. Like in England, like right at the scene of the crime, you know. And because the previous film he did before this was like the Italian version of the Canterbury Tales, not like literally, but like their equivalent text, which is way more kind of optimistic. But he did a version of that. I think it's called the Decameron. And this is a follow up. This is like a sequel. It's part of like a trilogy. I'm not sure what the third film is, but I think it's called the Life Trilogy.
I think it's called Salò.
Yeah, Salò is Salò could be the third one. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is like a mad, sexy film. As in, like I couldn't find this really anywhere to watch online, so I ended up watching it on like a Daily Motion, which is always dodgy, always dodgy. And all the recommended films were just like it was just softcore Italian porn from the 70s. It's just like just porn films, because people watch this to get off, I assume.
Man, I was on Amazon and I was like, oh, I want to get but I'm a cheerleader on Blu-ray, and then I scrolled down onto what other people bought with this. Jesus,
just vibrators and stuff.
Oh no, man, it was like nun porn and like fucking schoolgirl porn. I was like, oh jeez,
fuck. Yeah, it's very funny. Because like, why would you watch these?
Yeah,
in the modern day, like, it's so bizarre. Like for that reason, obviously. But this isn't just a porno. It's like, well, it's softcore at best. It's not really. It's not pornographic. It's an art film, which has various sexual scenes. Because the whole point was it's supposed to be a commentary on sexual mores, which a lot of those films are. It's kind of similar. I got the vibe that's kind of similar. My lay opinion is that it was just kind of similar to Satyricon.
In your interpretation.
My interpretation is that it was kind of vaguely similar to Satyricon. The whole kind of theme, the whole vibe, the whole kind of.
It's mad colourful.
Yeah, it's really colourful. Really, even the dialogue is mad, like just very playful. There's like just weird musical numbers and stuff. It's a very, very playful film. It's like very episodic, obviously, as well, because there's no real. Like the source material was written before there was like a novel structure at all. Because it is more of like an epic poem.
It's an experiment, bro.
It's an experimental film.
Oh, so yeah, Canterbury Tales is an epic poem.
Yeah. It's just like loads of random tales told on the way to Canterbury by like random village folk. That's like the framing of the whole story. There's like 6 stories I think they go through, and I think his kind of thesis was to kind of examine love or sex in a world which is kind of not driven by profit, or how maybe it's kind of like elucidate how profit has changed, how we kind of look at those things, and why maybe people were so kind of or even today why people are so kind of squeamish about those things. Your man Paul Verhoeven came out just this week basically saying the exact same thing, that Hollywood is way too Puritan these days, that there's no sex at all. It's like completely
there really
sexless.
Isn't. And like even when like it's like mad cold, I don't think I've seen an American film have sex in it, like a big film. I can't tell you the last film that I've seen that has that.
Yeah, because I saw that headline and I was like, that's Jesus.
That's bullshit,
yeah,
Paul.
I was
on.
like, come on, like you're the guy that did Showgirls. Of course you're gonna, you little pervert. Of course you're gonna say that. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, like there is just like all the superhero films are just completely sexless. I think I read something about that before as well. That's like that's company policy. They don't have any kind of racy material. Like they'll have kisses and like romance, but like nothing that would ever veer beyond like a PG-13 kind of thing.
That's the reason why they don't have sex, because there's no films,
basically, but like I don't know, it's an interesting question anyway. And Paul Verhoeven was
even
going mental
Tarantino
about
films don't have sex in them.
Yeah, it's hard to think of a film that has
like a proper sex scene in it.
They just kind of treats it as a part of life, or as like something that's just in the story, rather than like an exploitative kind of take on it, or like going out of their way to being like, oh, this is the point of the film. It's not really naturally a part of any film that I can think of recently anyway, or like mainstream films.
You have blown my mind with that. Yeah,
it's a bit weird.
And people are squeamish about sex as well.
Yeah,
it's mad.
Because I was even thinking, because I was watching this and I was like, this is it seems like a bit of a trite point to be like, we're all so Puritan, so squeamish about sex and wrong, or like nudity and things like that in the human body, and that his point was that back in 70s Italy this was a huge problem, the same way it was back in Chaucer's time. And I was like, that's a bit of a reach, bro. That's an old point, but then I was like, actually that does actually make sense in a very different way now, a very very different way. But it is there. I think
we're getting better, there is sex positivity going around. Yeah, there's
still something there, but like to what extent is that kind of falling into what he was talking about in terms of it's subordinated to profit, or like maybe like clicks and stuff like that.
It's been co-opted.
Yeah. It's only a lot of the time, if you ever see in media, it's just to get your attention, or it's to titillate the audience.
Yeah.
It's not something that's just naturally a part of the flow of what you're watching or what you're involved in. It's not part of life. something boxed off. But anyway,
It's different.
the film is a bit weird. I just it's too complicated to really talk about because there's so many episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting watch.
It sounds very good.
It's an Italian film. It's all in Italian.
It's Italian. There's sex. There's boobs. There's boobs.
Yeah.
There's gotta be boobs.
They got it all.
They got it all. They got everything you need.
Everything's hanging out in this thing. Everything. Absolutely everything.
More than you would expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll have to give it a go, so.
Oh, yeah.
Have to give that a watch.
Yeah, stick it on Daily Motion or Pornhub, wherever you can find it.
Yeah, come into a site near you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sex films. Haven't seen too many of them. Like actual films about sex. What a terrible transition to Neon Genesis. I was like trying to think like
that was a difficult one.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah. But yeah. Forget about
it. Neon Genesis,
Yeah.
Evangelion, brought it again because I watched the second rebuild, and this is where the titles become a fucking load of bollocks. Evangelion 2.0, you can open bracket, close bracket, advance. You can advance or you cannot advance.
You can advance. What does that mean?
Like you can move on.
You can advance.
You know, you can move on or you cannot.
Okay. Like in terms of what?
Like trauma and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first rebuild was disappointing because it was just the first fucking 12 or so episodes of the TV show again. The exact same order, nothing changed. This one though has things like plot wise different to the TV show. It's still a retelling of it, but like things and like characters are in a situation that they weren't in the TV show. We get way more of a look on Rey and her drama and stuff like that. And yeah, it was basically like watching the TV show again, like from like my favorite episodes.
Yeah,
because that's what this one's set around, or like is the middle portion, which is my favorite part of the TV show.
It expands on the TV show.
It
tells in a different way.
It expands it in certain ways with like the lore of like the angels and like, you know, the Avas and what's going on and everything. And then in terms of the character, it's just like, here's Rey trying to connect with people because she wasn't able to do that in the TV show because she didn't get that much of a focus. But this one is just like, yeah, here's Rey because Asuka got her story done in the TV show, so we're going to do Rey now, and here's her trying to connect to Shinji. And maybe like because like so much like because Rey is spoilers, but like for the TV show and all these films, but like Rey she turns out to be a clone, and she's a clone of Shinji's ma.
What?
Because
he gets with her, doesn't
he? He doesn't get with her. He just sees her naked a few times, but like he doesn't know that. He just
accidental boob grabs.
He's just like, yeah, literally no,
Really?
yeah, literally, yeah. That's in the TV show and in the first rebuild.
That is gas.
He's just like, there's something that he's like, I don't know what it is about Rey, but like, I feel like I'm with my mom again when I'm with her. Like it's not a romantic relationship at all. Like there's no. That thing like in the rebuild, it's not even romantic. It's not meant to be, you know, it's just meant to be like an awkward situation that Shinji's in because he's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
But like this relationship with Rey isn't romantic. At least I definitely didn't view it that way. Because like she's not even trying to be like romantically like involved with him. She's like, I just care about you, and I don't know why, because I don't really care about anyone before. This is weird. Do you want me to try and help you talk to your dad?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what to do, but like, I want to make you feel better because I care about you. But it's like, is that because she's the clone of his mom, or is that just like Rey being Rey and discovering herself? Because that's what happens in the TV show anyway, towards the end. So I assume it's the latter. I assume it's not, you know, there's like a hint of it that it could be the mom. It's just like some weird like Freudian shit going on, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. It probably, maybe it is. It could turn out. It very well could turn out to be that. There's still 2 more films, so. But I don't know. In this film, anyway, it's good. It's like watching a TV show again. So
it's on
good.
Netflix, is it?
No, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh right, yeah.
Like the TV show and End of Evangelion is on Netflix, and then all the rebuilds are on Amazon. So. You know, there's another film. There's like another film, but it's just it is just a recap of the TV show in an hour, done worse. So he's
Yeah.
remade this like 4 or 5 times. It's ridiculous.
That's so weird. And he's still alive, is he?
Yeah, sure. The 4th Evangelion film came out last year.
That's mad.
Mad.
Because it's mad iconic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the Avas are so cool, man. Especially in this one, some of the Avas look unreal because it's really good, high quality, like CGI basically.
Mm.
It's all animated.
Is when do you think it's going to get its Western live action adaptation?
It's too weird. I think it's just too weird.
Too weird.
Maybe they could just base it down to its bare bones of what it's critiquing, of just like the anime of like, oh, get these kids against these robots. It's just a Pacific Rim, but with kids and robots.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what Evangelion is critiquing, so.
Yeah, but they'd be like, oh, it's so cool. He can get his action figure. Yeah.
I could see it happening though.
Is Cowboy Bebop not that kind of vein though? It's kind of weird. It's
Yeah,
not philosophical though, I suppose.
it's not. It's more just moody.
Yeah.
It's more vibes.
Yeah, I can see it though. It's because it's great visual.
I think it's
Kids and
like,
robots.
It would look like shit though. Like fucking Cowboy Bebop looks like ass in certain scenes. At least in the first episode. I didn't watch all of it, but in the first episode, it looks like all live action TV shows of anime look like dog shit.
I think a lot of live action, just in general, looks absolute dog shit these days. TV shows included, just in general.
They
just
try to be like
looks worse and
fantastical
worse.
sometimes. I don't know.
Did you see the lighting on Death on the Nile?
I
Sorry.
didn't watch that. No.
I haven't watched it either, but I just saw there was like clips they did. Just people on Twitter just like dunking on it basically, but like they had good reason because this I don't know who directed it. Was it Branagh? Branagh's in
It was
anyway.
Branagh.
Yeah, and like the lighting is just like so bad. Like it's supposed to be like a cartoonish kind of vibe to it, but it just looks horrible. You know, like the lighting's just like completely incorrect.
Coda looked bad.
Would you say that? I think it just looked really bland.
Yeah, but like
Really
that's what I'm
bland.
talking about. Like it looked so vanilla.
Yeah, there was like no
Flair.
You could have got a robot to do like the photography for
Mm.
that. I think I don't know anything really about cinematography, but it just didn't look good.
It just
didn't look good.
Like it served its purpose, but like that's all. It was just showing you what was happening on screen
Yeah, it was functional.
to a fault.
Yeah, functional to an extent that is completely unremarkable.
Like, I need a bit of flair. I need a bit of pizzazz.
I need a bit of.
I need a camera angle at the very fucking least.
yeah. Give me an angle. Give me some kind of some kind of like authorship. You know, I'm just watching a fucking documentary.
I'm just watching it straight to fucking streaming service TV show.
Yeah.
Except it's a film.
But it's won the best Oscar. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
It was decent though. I actually did like Coda in the end, but like it's grand. It's fine.
It's completely. It's 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, that's
5
it.
out of 10.
It's the easiest 3-star I've ever given a film.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You watched Sicario,
I did indeed watch Sicario by Denis Villeneuve.
who didn't win any Oscar himself. Didn't win any Oscars, did he?
That is an absolute joke. That
He'll get Best Director soon.
he should. Well, like, how did Dune not win versus Coda? I don't understand that. You know, Dune.
Yeah.
I'm very biased in favor of Dune, but like at the same time, I don't see how anyone could favor Coda over Dune in any way. In every single way, it just blows out of the water.
Just
but,
the
like,
fact that it's a because it is like a remake,
I suppose
or like it's not a remake.
it's a remake, but Coda is also a remake of like about 200 other films.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Coda. Like Coda's a remake.
Coda is a remake
is
as well. Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
English version of a film that already exists.
Yeah.
But it's based on the book.
It has
but
nothing
like
going for it.
it already has like something to judge itself off of.
Yeah, well, but the original film was better apparently. It's like
I'm not gonna watch it.
It
I
was
don't know,
widely acclaimed. I have no idea how that works. But yeah, I watched Sicario. Very bleak film.
Very bleak film.
Quite a depressing film.
It really is.
I
Isn't
didn't
it?
expect it to be as depressing as it is.
It's so gritty
Because
and
it's an
grim.
amazing action film.
Mhm.
Amazing action film.
The bit on the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking unreal.
It's so good. You're rooting for them, but like these are the bad guys.
Yeah.
pretty much. These are the villains of the story.
And like they're bad.
yeah. It's so cynical in a way that like I don't know. I feel like it kind of because I've only ever heard about this film being like really having like a mad twist and just like people don't really emphasize the action. I don't think just more so like the twist and like the fact that it's really dark.
I don't remember the twist. I just remember the good action scenes in the film and that it is fucking dark and grim.
Well, the twist is in like how like what exactly she's getting into and why and what the wider goal is. You know, the whole like DOD advisor, like the CIA, basically being
I'm gonna be
involved.
honest, I cannot remember the plot to this film.
All right, well, it's Emily Blunt and what's his name? He's in the guy who's in Misfits, and he's in fucking Get Out. What's his name?
He's in Misfits.
No, Skins.
And he's in Get Out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
we're not moving on. We're not
we have to
moving
know
on.
this guy's name.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah, Emily Blunt, Daniel Kaluuya get dropped into a situation where they're only kidnap response unit people.
Mm.
So they respond to a kidnapping in like somewhere in Arizona. But then they get dragged into this thing where they have to go across the border. The only reason they're getting dragged into it, basically the twist, the only reason they're getting dragged into it by Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro is because they're CIA ops and they need a domestic kind of department to be attached to their project to be able to operate on US soil.
Mm.
And so they basically the idea is they abandon them at the border once they have everything arranged. But Emily Blunt and your man Daniel Kaluuya realize that like they've been basically fucked over and that something weird is going on.
Mm.
And they try to follow them in and everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
And there's and then they kind of change character. They change main character at about 2/3 of the way in as well.
It's such a weird transition.
It's a weird, yeah, because like that's all I think the film is, or what the film is mainly known for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of jarring transition, and just a jarring kind of unusual take on like law enforcement, I suppose.
Yeah.
And that kind of strain of action thriller, where it's just extremely cynical to the point that like there's just no hope at the end.
Yeah, and it's like because like you can see this film and be like, oh, it's glorifying. You know, as far as from what I remember of it, it doesn't glorify. It's like they're like basically the same as the people that they're chasing.
That's what they say at the end. Yeah. Yeah, even like the last.
He literally shoots a guy in front of his family. Like.
yeah. He's as bad as the people he's up against, but they're like open about it as well.
Mm.
I think it does kind of glorify it to the extent that like you're always rooting for them.
Yeah.
Or I was anyway.
Yeah, you
like,
are rooting for
I
them.
was like, these cartel guys, they're not very nice,
Mm.
and they take them out, and it's very satisfying, cathartic. But at the same time, it does like vaguely. It's kind of
hint.
it's dancing around it, but there's points where it's like the posing very obvious questions
Mm-hmm.
in a kind of indirect way about like how do you get to the end of this? How do you get to
Yeah.
the bottom of it? There's no way to get to the bottom of whatever situation they have here, or the problem they have here.
Mm.
Josh Brolin has a line talking about how it can never end until 20% of people stop, sniffing coke and like smoking marijuana and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is just like
Sorry, Josh. Please don't kick my ass.
so the violence will continue as long as people do drugs.
Mhm.
It's just like that. Anyone watching the film, everyone watching the film has a very obvious like answer to why he's
Mhm.
that line there. It's a very obvious question that the
Yeah.
film is posing, and just kind of using him as a, like a not a straw man, but like he's there to make you ask that question in your
Yeah.
head. But it is the whole CIA kind of thing is very very cool. The whole
Mm.
covert ops, the fact that the whole
They're badasses as well.
yeah, and the whole the scene on the in traffic
Mm-hmm.
on the bridge. Or
That's what I
whatever.
remember from the film the most.
Yeah, that's class. And it's like a dozen people get shot, and they're like, oh yeah, this won't even show up in the papers in El Paso. Like it's just like these things just do happen, and there's no coverage at all.
Is that true? Like.
That mad things do happen on the
Mm.
border, yeah. And a lot of it isn't covered, A lot of it wouldn't show up
Mad.
because they can control
Mhm.
certain parts of it.
Control the media, bro.
And some parts it's not like it's not worth reporting on, or it's just cartels or injunctions and stuff like that. But yeah, the whole orgy of violence down there is just insane,
Mm.
and that whole drug war.
Still
But-
going, isn't it?
Huh?
Drug war's still going, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still hasn't stopped at all. No, it's still going on. The cartels, all the big guys.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Narcos.
yeah.
That's all I know from it.
Yeah, because I think the point of the film, or the Josh Brolin's justification for what they're doing is that they need someone to be the top dog,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a reference to the Medellin cartel, which is, what's his name, the guy from the 80s, the main coke dealer from Colombia.
Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar. I don't know how I forgot his name. Pablo Escobar. Yeah, Pablo Escobar is the head of the Medellin cartel.
Mm.
He was involved to some extent with the American
Oh
you know,
Jesus, yeah,
special
it's,
forces
it's
and
even
stuff.
in the fucking TV show.
Yeah. So like that was their idea. Josh Brolin explains it as that was like a good thing for America, where they had one guy at the top which they could kind of control because he had a dominating kind of aura around the drug trade, whereas nowadays it's kind of more
Decentralized.
it's more decentralized, it's more fractured, and they want to pick someone that they can have as their own man to control it, even if he is like a bad guy or whatever. Which is just like, it's just that's just how things work. That's just strategy.
That's how the world works.
That's just strategy. It's a very, very depressing film, but it's also mad badass.
Yeah,
and cool.
it's a good action film.
It's a great action film. Yeah. It's a load of great scenes, great action. I had a blast.
It's tense.
It's very tense.
Very tense.
Yeah, great direction, great writing, great structure.
Great
to it.
cinematography.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
As
it's
usual.
just a good film.
It is. It's just
It's
a
a good film.
Yeah.
Go for a break.
Let's go for a break.
And now for our recommended film of the 2 weeks. We're talking Revenge 2017, directed by Corlali Fargate. Fargate?
Corley Farjeet.
Fargate.
I don't know.
I don't know, yeah.
The second name is actually kind of, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, she's French anyway. Anyway, Jen is enjoying a romantic getaway with her wealthy boyfriend until his two sleazy friends arrive for an unannounced hunting trip. As tensions build in the house, the situation abruptly and viciously intensifies, culminating in a shocking act that leaves Jen. I'm gonna have to edit that. And viciously intensifies, culminating in a shocking act that leaves Jen brutalized and left for dead. Unfortunately for her assailants, she survives, and soon begins a relentless quest for bloody revenge. This is Revenge 2017.
Revenge.
What do you think?
Revenge is sweet. That's what I think. I think it's a very, I think it's a good film.
It's a very good film.
I think it's very good. I think it's very cathartic.
Mm.
Very cathartic. In a Tarantino has a whole thing.
It's
He's like,
mad schlocky,
it's very schlocky,
but in a good way.
In a good way. Yeah, like Tarantino schlocky.
Schlocky isn't the right word for it, but
It's
over the top.
it's over the top, and it's kind of like grindhouse kind of stuff. Grindhouse.
Grindhouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Tarantino has that schlocky grindhouse kind of. Oh, that's the point, and we're just. It's like it's the oppressed rebelling against the people. Who are like, you know, but it's not. It's not. The violence isn't as good. It's just it doesn't have the same impact as this film. I think that this film really played it off very, very well.
Yeah.
I think, you know, balancing some level of I don't know, like it does feel tactile. It's not cartoonish violence.
No. Like that end sequence with them running around the house.
Yeah, that's intense.
That's
good.
intense. There's so much blood.
There's a serious amount of blood.
in a brilliant way that like it keeps, because they keep running around this hallway around in circles and circles and circles. We're starting at the end, but we'll jump back. We'll jump back to the start, and they're running around and around and around, and the guy is just gushing blood because she shot him like in the stomach, and he's just pouring blood, and like it's him like stumbling around, and like you can only figure out that she's going after him by the amount of more blood that's in front of her.
Yeah. She's hunting him. Yeah, I really liked I really enjoyed the gore, which I never usually do.
It's good gore.
Reading the reviews was enlightening, because like this is very well reviewed. It has 95% like Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, all those jokes. But then you go to IMDb, 6 out of 10 on IMDb, and you go into it, and it's all these virgins complaining about how it's not realistic. A woman would never be able to like.
Yeah. Well, this film is against them. Like.
Yeah, she's walking around barefoot in the desert, and she takes peyote. And how is she going to be? There's a guy at least who just like lists out his like, it's like cinema sins.
Yeah.
But this guy isn't getting paid for it.
He should be an incel.
This guy didn't get paid for his review, and he just he took probably 2 hours out of his time listing what he found wrong with the film, taking notes all the way through.
Yeah.
You know, it was absolutely pathetic to see.
Do you know what's unrealistic? The ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
you know, that's unrealistic.
You know what's unrealistic? Every fucking Tarantino film, like all that stuff, which they probably love. I just found that so pathetic. Just reading
that's
those
so
reviews.
annoying. Like that's irritating.
Yeah, because like this is like as far as those films go, I usually don't like those films, but as far as those films go, I really like this. I think it played off really well. And I read lots of stuff about how it's extremely gory. Like it's just,
but like
it's actually not really.
Especially when like this is in the vein of a French Extremity film, and it is definitely part of this new wave of French Extremity that like with them.
Titan and stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Julia Ducarano or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And then this film also, like they're all from the same era. Like this came out the year after Raw, which is like one of those films that I would classify as that. But it isn't as gory or like cringe inducing, especially when you think like it's a French Extremity rape revenge film. Like
It could have gone way worse.
like especially in the first part of the subgenre.
Yeah.
Like that scene is like really tastefully done. It's like not gratuitous. You see enough, and then the film cuts, and it's more on the,
It's a revenge.
Yeah.
It's in the title. It's revenge more.
It's more focused on the revenge,
Yeah,
and that revenge is satisfying.
Yeah, it's very. It is very satisfying because you can feel the violence. You know, it's not just a case of like, oh, it's all stylistic, or it's just, oh, we're going over the top. It's very stylized. I don't think it's there just for the style's sake, though. You know, it's there to give some kind of feeling of like a, catharsis or something like that, because it does work when there is scenes that are very gory.
The foot scene,
and then like when she's impaled, which is kind of
oh yeah.
I thought she was pure dead. To be fair, she would have died obviously in real life.
Yeah, she would 100% would have.
This isn't real life.
Well,
bro.
I've heard takes that what happens afterwards is like a death dream, basically.
Yeah,
I've heard it. I've seen people say that before. I don't take it that. I think it's just like it is just what it is. It's just a stylized film, though.
Yeah.
Because even like the first act of this film is so aware of the fact that it's sexualizing her. Like she is basically in the first act of this film the horror trope, the whore. Like that's and like in like the slasher subgenre, it's always like the whore's death is like always the most violent one. Like it's the one that people like laugh at or whatever.
Yeah,
but like
she deserved it.
Yeah, that's like that's the misogynistic take there. That is definitely in some of those films.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But like this film, like all we know about this girl is that she wants to go to LA. That's the only thing that we know about her. But like it then flips on its head, and it's just like
it subverts expectations.
It subverts the horror trope and also the rape revenge subgenre as well.
Yeah. So she's hunting them rather than the other way around. It's not. Yeah, it's like it could have been a case of like them just hunting her and her trying to survive, but it flips very quickly once she escapes.
She fucks them up.
Where she's going after them. He's like purposely going after them, and yeah, it's very. They meet horrible ends.
They do,
and it's cool that way because it's not just like. It's like she's not just picking them off or they die accidentally. It's like you feel like the characters and you feel their pain or whatever.
Yeah, you understand. Yeah, you feel you are so behind her. You're just fuck them up. These pieces of shit. You like, and there are each one of the three guys is depicted as three different things. Each as gross as the last.
Yeah.
Like particularly her rape is like she literally sees him as an iguana. Like he's like a lizard. He's not human.
yeah, lizard brain. And he gets fucked up. That foot scene was hard to watch.
Yeah.
It was quite hard to watch.
Real rooting into that foot.
Yeah, it was kind of thing where like I had to be I could watch it, but I had to be thinking the entire time, that's just prosthetics. Like it's that kind of like realistic.
Yeah, like the prosthetics, like when the guy gets the knife in the eye as well.
Yeah,
like the prosthetics aren't amazing.
I think they work fine,
but they work fine. Yeah,
I think they were so good that I had to reassure myself that it was prosthetics. to
the
watch
foot
the film.
One particularly.
Yeah, because he's just like reaching into his foot and pulling out a piece of glass. But that's like the worst you'll get in terms of gore. Reading the reviews, I was thinking some crazy. Like people getting chopped up and like mutilations, flaying and all. Nothing like that. Nothing.
Like the remake of I Spit on Your Grave, like that, I'm fairly certain that is that film. Like I've read like the parental guidance on that. I used to do that when I was a kid, just going to the disturbing films and read like the parental guidance to just see what happened in the films. I never ever wanted to watch the films, but I wanted the morbid curiosity.
That's a show. Yeah.
she, like, I Spit in Your Grave remake, she fucks those dudes up. Jesus. But the other thing about it is that, that's the violence scene. There's, what happens to her in the remake of the I Spit in Your Grave. That's also listed. Like, that is pure exploitation. And, like, I haven't seen that film. Guarantee you, it is just, what's the word? Like, extensively graphic.
So have you seen the original I Spit in Your Grave?
No.
What would be the difference between this and, say, like a conventional, like, rape revenge? Because the whole thing with the rape revenge thing is that they are kind of turning it on its head, but like
it's exploitation.
Yeah,
it's
not
the fact
doing. They focus on the first part rather than the latter. Yeah,
like both parts are like, because like this film is very much like, it's like a feminist film, like it's critiquing and subverting all these things, and even like the rapist and all that type of stuff is handled very well, and it's definitely like making a point. But like the other, like the actual subgenre, from what I understand, because I haven't seen any rape revenge films. I even seen like Irreversible kind of can fall into that canon, but there is no revenge. Like that's the whole point, and like it's in reverse order, so like it can't really be. It is a rape revenge story, but like it's not a rape revenge film.
Yeah.
But so like I haven't seen Last House on the Left, which is like the first one, the first like major one. It's probably some like French film that came out years beforehand that I've never heard of that did it, but I don't know. Last House on the Left is like the first one, and then I Spit in Your Grave as well. But I haven't seen any of them. But the thing is that like they're meant to, like, they're pure popcorn. Like it's like, here's the bad guys and here's the good guy, and it's super easy to root for them. But you're also like it's really exploiting that rape scene. So like
yeah. No bueno.
But this film is the complete opposite.
Yeah, all the focus is on the latter part of the film. Yeah, it really accelerates.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Very, very quickly. And then just like, it kind of gets out of hand as well. Or like, I think it kind of loses the run of itself. She takes
shit hits the fan.
Yeah, she takes peyote.
Right. So like, okay, we do have to talk about like what she does go through, because it is, I don't know, she pure walks off falling off a cliff and getting impaled.
Yeah.
She literally walks it off.
So she gets pushed off a cliff and she gets impaled by like a branch, like a tree. And the lads on top of the cliff are like, all right, let's go back.
She's fucking dead.
Yeah, she's dead. She's finished. Let's go back, pretend we're hunting, and then go finish her off. By the time they get back, she is completely vanished. She's gone, and there's just like a big burn mark where she managed to set fire to the tree, and somehow it's not really explained how she managed to get off it.
The tree is dead, and she lights the tree on fire, so like it just gets weak enough to the point that she can just break off.
Yeah, she still has a tree inside her, like.
Yeah, like it's like it's on one side to the other.
Symbolism.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, from what happened beforehand. No, you are right.
Yeah, but she takes it out, yeah. It's just that like gruesome scene where she's like... she
doesn't feel any pain because she's taking the peyote.
Because it's like... it's addressed earlier in the film that it's used as like a painkiller or whatever. It's the main guy, like the main villain or whatever, he's explaining how this guy...
Her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I suppose. After this film, yeah. He's like explaining how this guy, this mad story about a guy who cut off his own leg, didn't feel a single thing because he's on peyote, and she managed to get it, and so she takes it and she's able to like perform surgery on herself and like dig out the tree, and then she's able to like cauterize herself with a can of beer, is it?
Yeah,
a can of beer, because she lights it, she unfurls all the aluminium, sticks on the fire, and then cauterizes herself like. And has like it's badass, like almost like
like this monster logo on her
scarification. Yeah, monster logo,
like on her fucking stomach.
Yeah, I think it's like a phoenix, rising from the ashes.
Yeah, but like what about the other side of her?
Yeah,
it
is never addressed. That was one of the complaints that the incel guy had.
Yeah.
It's like there was never a wound on her back.
Yeah,
it's like that is actually a good point.
That's a good point. Like it's as if it acts as if she got stabbed, but she didn't get stabbed. She got impaled.
She was impaled.
She landed on her back.
Yeah, first of all through her back. She landed on her back and it went through her stomach.
And then she just takes it out from her stomach and closes up the wound on her stomach.
Yeah.
But what about the back?
What about the back? Yeah.
I don't know.
That theory, maybe it's a death dream. That's a good theory. It's a fun theory. It would have been shit if it actually was.
It would have been shit. I don't want to read the film that way.
But it's a fun theory though.
I mean, it's the way that makes sense. Because man, she literally, Like, surely your spine would snap in two if that happened as well. Let alone like being impaled.
Oh, you'd be a bag of Legos. Like you'd be fucked. You'd be in bits. Yeah, yeah.
Like he does, and she literally does walk away from it, and then fights, and then gets into a fight with one of the guys,
Yeah,
and beats
yeah.
him
Yeah, yeah. And
with the biggest dude.
Yeah, he gets stabbed in the eye. It's very cool.
Because he was the guy that just watched.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize that.
Mm.
That is good.
There's loads of bits like that in the film. Like even at the end of the film. So like after she's fucked up the guy that watched what happened to her, and then fucked up her rapist, she goes after her boyfriend, and he's in the gaff, and he's just strutting around naked, bollocks and balls out and everything, right?
Yeah, they got balls and dick in this.
Yeah,
film.
we got taint action going on in this film.
You know, it's a French film. You got you got a little serious amount of taint action going on.
Like we never see her fully nude,
No, no.
but we see him fully nude, like multiple times throughout the film.
Yeah, yeah.
So like so he's just strutting around the gaff, whatever, naked, and she catches him off guard. He thinks that he hears her, and he goes like running around the gaff, and we go on the loop that we will later go on, like in one solid take, and then she rocks up and she's like pointing a sniper rifle at him or whatever, but she's on a blue tint glass, and he's looking out of the gaff onto her behind the blue tint glass. Earlier on in the film, when the two creepy dudes show up, who she's already murdered, she's standing, like sexily or whatever, through a pink glass, and they're looking in on her. But now at the end of the film, it's the reverse.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I noticed that. I was like, it was through the blue light. I was like, oh, it was like the pink light.
Yeah, I was thinking they're kind of lingering on this shot.
Yeah.
There has to be something here.
So like she's there staring at him, all fucked up, all bloodied, all bruised, like being impaled, have to take a peyote. She's been on a trip.
Yeah.
And she's like here to fuck him up, and she fucks him up. Jesus.
Yeah, he gets slaughtered. Yeah, right in the belly.
Right in the belly. But that's the thing as well, like in the other films, like I Spit in Your Grave and Last House on the Left, especially the remakes, I'm not sure in the original ones what happens, but definitely those remakes, the parents in The Last House on the Left and whoever the girl is in I Spit in Your Grave, they always capture the person and just torture the shit out of them and then kill them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a lot of dicks get cut off, I'm pretty sure, in I Spit in Your Grave. But and then torturing ensues.
Yeah.
So like in this film, she's just there to kill them. She's not here to torture them or whatever. She's here to just execute them.
Revenge.
Put them down like the dogs that they are.
Yeah. And she succeeds. You have to say she succeeds. Yeah, the last kind of sequence where she's hunting him around. It's mad. It does feel like a dream kind of thing. Like it could be like just a dream sequence. Because the rest of the film, because I noticed in the reviews, they're like, oh, there's so much blood. There's no way. One of the realism complaints was like, people don't have that much blood.
People's heads don't explode and you shoot the meter, pal.
yeah. But like the blood is actually completely realistic until the end.
Yeah.
It's very, very. It is like it's not. It's realistic-ish violence until the very end scene, where it's just like they're slipping around, they're all covered up, drenched in blood.
Man, I love
that's the style though.
that she like they're running around this corridor, like this like square in the gaff, whatever. The one that we've seen him go through in one solid take, and in this one, it's just like cutting back and forth between the two of them. You don't know who's actually chasing who, or like who has the upper hand, and she literally just slips in all the blood that's like poured on this marble floor. I thought I was like, that's genius. I love that.
yeah. She slips in the blood, but yeah, the whole kind of final fight is very, very cathartic, because he's about to escape as well.
Yeah,
he's got the helicopter on the way. He had a little time constraint. Perfect riding.
Yeah,
he's got 15 minutes to get out of here. All of a sudden, she shows up. And everything has changed. He has to take care of her. He gets shot in the belly. Suddenly, it's all over.
Yeah, that's it. You're like, oh, there's no getting out of this.
I can't explain. He's still a helicopter guy. Like, yeah, I actually got shot in the last 15 minutes.
I'm naked,
and I can't explain exactly what happened. Yeah, yeah, he gets absolutely creamed at the end. But yeah, I love the. I just love the colors are very cool.
The color of the film is unreal.
Mad Max kind of vibes.
Yeah,
just mad orange, blue, very vivid. Very, very like trippy. I think
it's a very trippy film.
Yeah,
but like even at the start of the film, like the tone is more or less set from the opening shot, which is like a helicopter zooms by, and then it just zooms up on this guy's. We see like the landscape through this guy's sunglasses because he's wearing these like that fucking complete douche fucking color of sunglasses, that tint of blue that just reflects everything.
Yeah,
it's like, I just know that you're a dickhead because you wear those glasses.
Yeah, who wears
He's got the
those?
Fred Perry polo on, like.
Yeah, that guy's a wanker.
Like whatever. Like, Fred Perry polos, fine, cool. I like Fred Perry polos, but with those
loads of them, man.
with those glasses and the two collars open, the two buttons popped, get the fuck out of here.
The buttons popped. Yeah, you know he's a rapist.
Yeah, it's like, I know you did some dirty things in college, like.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it though. I thought it was quite good.
That was very good.
You know,
it's a good feminist take as well on the whole subgenre.
Yeah, has your one done anything else?
I actually don't know. I have no idea.
Brigitte.
I assume she has. There has to be something. I don't know what other like films fall into like the kind of new wave of French Extremity. No wait, new French Extremity is
that's
is the French Extremity from the 2000s. But I feel like there's a newer French Extremity.
Yeah, nouveau French Extremity. Yeah, I feel like it is part of like a kind of movement though.
It's also body horror. And there's a sense of exploitation. Yeah, exploitation and body horror. That is basically what they are. And that is like revenge. It's like it is an exploitation film, but like not a distasteful one. You know, it's not a distasteful.
Yeah.
Body or exploitation film.
Yeah, it's not exploitative. It's like a you don't feel bad after watching it. You know, I think that's a key kind of.
You don't feel dirty.
You don't feel dirty. A lot of gory films in general, but like also obviously rape revenge films are probably not very pleasant to watch.
Yeah,
you know, because it is the whole. You know, it's just revenge after something horrible happened. But like this film, it's like a more fun.
Yeah,
in a way,
it's the funnest possibility you could have with this subject matter.
Yeah,
but it's still fucking dark and grim.
yeah, it's a fun film. It's a good watch, you know. So it's more of an action film, really. You know, action horror. You know, crazy French stuff.
Yeah, gross body horror, like.
Yeah.
Jesus, so much blood.
Good gore.
Oh man, I felt that.
Yeah, if I was him, I would just be like, nah, I'm not going.
I'm just giving up.
I'm just giving up here. Yeah,
he's a fucking weasel, that guy.
Yeah, he was. He had a too easy end, as you were saying.
I wanted, because he just got a bullet to the head. I did one more for him.
He should have like gone flying over the cliff or something like that.
Yeah,
like she turns, she steps aside. That's like a cliff, and he goes straight off. Like,
yeah, how the fuck did she miss that car? Like, she just took a step to the side.
Oh, because he was shot, so he wasn't driving the car. You know.
And he just went straight, yeah.
I don't know. But what she missed.
Yeah. Well, she's good shot.
It's not realistic at all.
She's good. Man, that first bullet that he got, when she shoots people with that gun, I was like, oh, like his shoulder's like, oh, that is shattered.
It's in bits.
He would not have been able to pick up that gun. Like,
yeah. He is really struggling with it. Yeah.
And then when she shoots like her boyfriend, like, oh fucking hell, like he's pumping blood.
Yeah. The shotgun to the belly. That's never pleasant.
Never pleasant. Wouldn't recommend.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend. Oh, I tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there any news happening at the moment?
Any news?
There's not really, isn't it? We were saying before.
Not really.
Let's check our.
Will Smith got banned. We already talked about that.
Will Smith.
He got banned 10 years. What a joke.
Who gives a shit?
What a joke.
Sorry about you, Will. You had your good moment, but whatever. You know?
You are cancelled, sis.
You are cancelled. The industry has cancelled you. Will we leave it there?
We'll leave it there. Not before our recommended film for the next 2 weeks for episode 86.
Yes.
My recommendation is Paprika by Satoshi Kon.
Big Dog's back.
Kon is back after...
Anime Power Hour Part 2. Here we go. Worst episode for like ranked.
83 episodes later, he makes his comeback.
The returning king of the podcast.
Satoshi Kon, Perfect Blue. We did that back in 2020. We're back again in 2022 with Paprika, which is one of the greats, I believe.
It's a dream film.
I know very little about this film, to be honest. I know you've watched it. What do you think?
It's great. I can't remember it, but it's great. I watched it years ago.
We'll have a look at it again and see what the crack is.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun episode.
It will.
I need to talk to you, lads.
I'll see you then, guys.